Okay, I'm going to attempt to show you what banded iron formation looks like when found on Pennsylvania beaches and Lake Erie. It's very hard to find, it's very rare. But before I get into that, and you will be able to compare and view them compared to things that are not banded iron formation.
Captain, incoming message.
I mean, this can really throw you for a loop. You find something like this and think, wow, it fooled me, for a while. I thought maybe I have banded iron. These are all nice. And they're all very old. They've got that deep red oxide color. This one in particular is probably a metamorphous basalt. Whoops. Because it does have the plagioclase feldspar in it, which is that light green color. Essentially. And let's see here. Man, this one is really dark. It's really got a lot of fine detailed striations, lines through it. I really hope you can see it. I won't know till I get this on into my editor to see if the visuals are going to be okay. I'm just going to shoot away here and see what we get. But this is all very old, very neat and interesting, but it's nice. And it's beach worn smooth. None of the rocks that I will show you have been tumbled. This is all as found on the beach, which is kind of how I like them. I prefer to collect stones that I can view and enjoy without having to tumble them, just naturally. That will fool you into thinking, could this be banded iron formation? It's pretty, it's pretty old. And I'm just trying very hard to get you a good image. That's why I'm taking the time so you can see that. All right. Okay, here is some banded iron formation or tiger iron with some tiger eye included in some jewelry material. See that? Oh, that looks good. Okay, I think that looks good. I hope. The metallic and these are straight up hematite beads, and they are completely magnetic and they are natural. They're very dangerous. You won't want to have these around children or dogs, anything that would accidentally eat them You know, so you gotta be careful with some of this stuff. Here comes the magnet. Is it gonna pick up the beads? Yes, it is. It's gonna pick up the beads. Yeah, it's definitely gonna pick these little suckers up. Watch this. Whoopee! Okay, so that's that. Then I heard somebody say at some point, oh, you're probably just picking up red chert. Well, first of all, there's a lot of chert on the beach in Lake Erie, but red is not the most common color by far. It's a red colored chert would be very rare. Most of it is grays, blacks, and some white colors, whites, grays, and blacks. So, I mean, it's very nice. I mean, I love chert. It has some interesting patterns and designs in it, you could say. But now this is what my answer to the red chert question is. If you've picked up a lot of chert, you kind of get a feeling for some of the patterns that you see in it. This is future Ruby trying to get better footage. A few of the pieces on this end are more on the gneiss side of things. And then as you get a little further in, you're getting into strictly a Jasper or a chert type of cryptocrystalline quartz. And some of which may be remnants or pieces of an old banded iron formation that just has weathered down, and that's all that's left. It's still very rare and hard to get a hold of, hard to find in Lake Erie. So collectible to me. Some of them are very, very nice. Not with the G. Very beautiful. And I just can't get too close, unfortunately. But I hope it's focusing. I'm really having a hard time. It's hard to tell if those were stripes of hematite and some quartz through there, possibly. But the hematite would have weathered away and just left the gash there. There's like a little deep gash in it. It's so hard to tell. Some of them, but it may have come from the same formation as the banded iron, and just as a little different little piece of it. And here is it definitely for sure. You can see the reflective hematite in there, or magnetite. It's probably hematite. It's pretty much black. Pure Jasper. These are pure Jasper or chert, as a geologist would just call them chert. But to collectors, that would be a red Jasper. But the banded iron has a really beautiful maroon or ox blood. I don't know what the correct term would be, but it's a really distinctive red maroon color. Okay, let's try and get some. Here's one that's obviously not of those kinds of ages, but boy, is it ever the right color. And the more I've looked at this one, it looks like a terratella, if that's the right term for it. Like a little fossilized creatures in there. So obviously it's not going to be as old as the others, but the color is right. It's funny. I hope you can see it. Where is it? Yeah, you can see. Maybe, hopefully you can see what I meant by little fossilized creatures. I think it's called terratella, the type of stone I'm thinking of. This one, see how it's dull? That could even be slag, because it does have some metallic bits in it, but that could be impurities that were, removed in a slag. Slag is dirty. Slag's got all kinds of crap in it, but I don't know if you can see. This definitely contains metallic. I hope you can see it. So this is a real question here on this one. Is it slag, or is it, a piece of Jasper banded iron? And then we get off onto this side here. I think some of these might be rhyolite, and I'm not very expert on rhyolite. So I'm thinking, and ignore some of the reflections in there, like are from remnants of hand lotion. So sorry about that. But those specular highlights are little pieces of hand lotion stuck in there. But is it banded iron, or is it, or just the Jasper part left over from some banded iron? I mean, this is a heck of a good example right here of that. You can see the banding in it, but no metal. And since the hematite would weather away, differential weathering, weather away faster than the Jasper, it would leave porosities that you see there. And this one has obvious banding in it, but kind of a rough and a more porous nature to it. So is it rhyolite, or is it a highly weathered old piece of banded iron Jasper? I don't know if you can see the richness of that. It's chroma rich, okay? Have like some limonite in them. And I think this one might be a limonite and have some limonite content. And there's a couple like that. Okay. But this is another one of those. Is it rhyolite or an old weathered BIF of some sort? It gets tough. But these two are the real thing, you know, for sure, 100% sure. This one I'm pretty darn sure. Oh, these two are just the Jasper remnants. That's a pretty good contender. That one is, and these, you know, these are pretty good contenders. This is a real thing, obviously. Some of these smaller pieces are definitely good. As you can see, some of them are awfully small. And then, you know, and then you get into these questionable ones that, like for instance in here, this is chert for sure. This is definitely chert. But is this a banded iron chert right here? At least I've got sunlight, and that helps. And then there, sorry about the noise, can't help that. Then you get into these ones that I put over here on the side, right in here. These are very, very, very fine-grained, probably sedimentary rocks, very fine-grained sandstones and a siltstone or two. I mean, some of them just get they're so smooth. Like, for instance, this is obviously like, I mean, that's obviously a sedimentary rock, right? Okay. But this one, I mean, it is so smooth. I don't think I would call that a siltstone because the color is uniform. Whereas, you know, here you can see that that's layering. That's layering. Okay. And these are granular. Some of them are obviously granular. But it's just that they're so finely grained that you could be fooled into thinking that was, like a cryptocrystalline type of quartz. But it's actually more towards a sandstone, but it's very finely grained and smooth. So I won't spend too much time on those. But those are other tricksters. This one I would probably put over here with these. It's a nice little example, I think, probably of just the Jasper. And here's another one that needs to be mentioned. It's Gowganda tillite from Canada, famous, found on the southern shore of Lake Erie. Base material is a deep red maroon color. But this is a conglomerate, and I have a bunch of it in here. It's a broken piece. Is this helping at all? I wonder. This, which we know, is banded iron formation, and it has crystal. Well, it has like some quartz banding in there, along with the Jasper / chert of the nicest maroon color. Some porosities, and the hematite portion, as weathered, is undercut. As you can see, it weathered away a little faster. You can see some banding in there. If I would get it wet, if that would be nice enough, which I don't have any water here at the moment. But there's a nice metallic reflections. You pull this up out of the water when you're standing on the shore of Lake Erie, and pretty darn exciting, you know? I mean, it's not common there at all. It's very rare. You can see the banding. The proper maroon color. And there's also some quartz type veins in there. There's some of that spotty looking stuff that you see in the charts. There's some twisting and bending evident, just a little tiny area there. But in this case, the Jasper is not real super hard, like on the other example. And you can see that it's weathered away here pretty quickly, along with everything else. These are more just like cherty examples. There's a lot of porosity in this one. All the right colors, indicators to me that that's an old weathered piece of banded iron from somewhere. You know, at first when I was looking for these, I was thinking they had to come from the Iron Range of Minnesota, Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and down through Lake Superior, down through the waters, down to Lake Erie, and just through water transport. I thought, man, isn't that exciting? You know, it's everywhere up there, but it's absolutely impossible to find in Erie. Nearly impossible. And so it was very exciting for me. I'm like, wow, it came that far, and it didn't come by glacier. I thought just by water action. But then as I did more research, I found that there are a few small areas of banded iron formation in Canada and also in New York. So there is a chance that this was transported by glacier also. So, I mean, that would probably be the most logical explanation for it. The simplest way to get here would be the most correct or whatever. So even though I was thinking, well, maybe this came out of Lake Superior, maybe not. So it's small, but it's a very nice example. A lot of porosity, see? See how I'm getting the idea that some of the porous pieces may indeed be from these same formations. Tiny little thing. And we're losing so much light that you won't be able to see. Here's that turritella that I mentioned earlier. It looks old, but it's probably not as old. See, I mean, it looks like it's fossiliferous. I really am not sure, but it's a weird one. Yeah, that right there. You see it? It's definitely a fossil. All right, so there's that. That's a contender, for sure. Very highly weathered. Something that nobody else would pick up on the beach. I do see hematitic bands in there. Ooh, reflecting. Ooh, now you can see it. The color is perfect. The weathering is what I would expect. Ooh. Yep. Exciting, huh? Can you see that? I need more light. See that? Look at how beat up and weathered that thing is. And there's still a strand of hematite running right through the center. That thing is very old. Weathered. Okay. This would be chert. Strictly chert, and I mean maybe from the same area that the BIF was located. But there's no metallic in that, and it has a nice smooth feeling to it. Not as heavy. Oh, come on. There. Definitely just chert. And porosity, as you can see, there's porosity. So, some of it's mica for sure, but could some of it be pyrite? And even maybe some hematite in there. Wish my fingers could work. Check out that maroon though. That Jasper is maroon. The color. Nah, there's a good look at the color. And check out those crystals in there. This is just a really neat it's a crisscrossed piece of highly metamorphosed gneiss. Check out the crisscross. Come on, son. There may even be some epidotization in this one. Although you're not really seeing the green that much. But that'll be another video about what I found in Lake Erie. Check it out. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now we're seeing it. That's it. All right. Okay, I have it. Okay, this one definitely has crystals of hematite in it. I don't know if you can see them. Okay, so there is hematite in this. But I would pick that up and think, okay, well that's a piece of gneiss. I really hope you can see it. Lots of bending and folding going on. It's either weathered banded iron or it's rhyolite. So here we have some of the best contenders for banded iron formation, BIF, that I found in Lake Erie on Pennsylvania's shores. And some I'm absolutely sure of. And those on the fringes, on the ends, predominantly over here on this side, on the right side, are, I think, tending a little bit more towards possibly being rhyolite. It can be found on Lake Erie, as far south as Erie, PA.